a whole, tune down a half step. So that's E flat, and then I drop down the low one like a drop D, but it's C sharp. So I'm just literally going to make shit up right now on the camera. Don't even know what I'm going to do. I just toned it down. Just got done eating some food. What was I just doing before I put the camera in? I will be doing a metal CD. As soon as I get the program, I've been talking about it for a while. But it's getting close, real close. So I'm gonna just start screwing around with that. But I do pretty stuff, easy listening, light jazz. I got blues, rock. I'm going to do 5 genres, 5 CDs with genres. So right now, I just do what I'm in the mood for on any given day. Tomorrow I might take the acoustic and just play simple, pretty stuff, you know, or the Strat and play real pretty stuff, clean, you know. But I literally just, before putting the camera on, I'm there. And I'll just screw around with that. Like it's like a drop D, but everything's tuned down a half step. That's what it is. Okay, so this D is really a C sharp. You know, just different things. It'll be interesting. Every CD is going to be really, you're going to want one. And you're going to listen to it over and over. Shit up on the spot. So I'll just sit and goof, you know, for a while, and I make shit up on the spot. I got a little cheap recorder here. I've got 161 90-minute cassettes filled with ideas since September. After having the major surgery, I felt well enough a year after having that to play. So I started in September of 2024, and just some days I didn't play at all or record, but I've got 161 of them downstairs full. And I just sit and I'll just screw around like I'm doing right now. This ain't pre-figured out shit. I mean, I've goofed with these ideas, but it's so beneficial to have some level of knowledge of music theory. So I said, one night I was sitting with this. So I'm featuring a D, heavy on a D, but it's not a major or a minor, it's a power chord, so it leaves it open for all modes, kind of, you know what I mean? If I add this in, that major third, now it, you know, to create melodies to it, it, you know, narrows it down and what's going to sound good with it. But with just a power chord, I was goofing around one night with a G harmonic minor over that, and I liked the sound of it. That's where this came from. Whatever. Yeah. Now I gotta remember G harmonic. So just that idea, and then I've got a groove idea recorded when I was doing this thing a month or so ago, maybe 2 months ago. So I recorded the idea, and then it'll switch to Mixolydian from that. To a little bit of a happier place, so keep that tension on there. So when you go up and down your scales and all the modes and every key, after a while it's boring. I don't even want to play to a 1-4-5 anymore. I mean, I do. I will have a blues CD. But I'm just seeking for things that are interesting, not the predictable up a pentatonic, down a pentatonic, you know. So, you know, make things interesting. If you want to be creative, it pays to learn, you know, some level of theory. Anyways, you don't need to know a lot, just enough to be dangerous. That's Mixolydian in D. D Mixolydian comes from the key of G. I can't help wanting to teach. Is simply the key of G. That's what D Mixolydian is. It's just Do, Re, Mi of G. But if you continue that G down and start at the D note of the G, if you start at the D but stay playing the G major scale, and also your major pentatonic, never mind just the minor. Every minor pentatonic is also a major pentatonic. So in the key of D, if I play D major pentatonic, it's B minor. Yeah, that's the B minor pentatonic is also D major. Same notes, it's D major. So, for you guitar players that don't realize that, if you're playing an A minor pentatonic, it's also C major. But if you're leaning towards that A note, going from it to it, you're hearing the A minor, which is boring as hell, you know. Anyways, I won't go there. It isn't boring as hell. I got bored with it because, you know, after playing it 10,000, 20,000 times, it's like, I didn't even want to hear it anymore. But I use it heavily in songs, but, you know, make it interesting. If you use a D minor pentatonic, which is from F major, that's okay, but I wouldn't want to just repeat it. How about... more interesting. Mix in the Mixolydian with the minor pentatonic. In this case, D. Tune down a half step. Just a reminder here. So this is really a C sharp if you're at standard tuning. The low string here is C sharp, tuned to C sharp right here. I mix in when I sometimes go into a creative melody, not somebody else's music. I mix in all of it in one little riff, you know. I might. So I did Dorian, Mixolydian, minor pentatonic, and added a flat 5. That's Dorian. And then the Mixolydian, you're just doing a major third here instead of the minor. What? Just a little bit of hackage before I take my second tramadol of the day.